Hi, what stresses you about school? Here's a survey I found in teensouth.org taken by 600 people about school worries. Homework? No surprise. 32% on the survey say schoolwork issues. Example, like a science project that's 20% of your grade, or a history project that was due last week, a unit test in language arts with only tonight to study for it. We all know learning more advanced materials mean more studying. It's okay to worry about homework. It's natural. What about social issues, like fitting in, having friends, being judged, or being teased? Not everyone said schoolwork was their biggest worry. The survey shows 30% actually choose social issues. Besides schoolwork and social issues, another category ranked high on the worry list is appearance. 1/4 of the people surveyed said appearance issues worry them most of all. For example, wearing clothes that suits your personality. Feel good about your own style. 10% of the pie chart is nothing, and 3% is extracurricular issues. Managing worries about schoolwork. Like being hard on yourself about grade point average. It's good to be concerned about your schoolwork, but you have to act on that. Here's my plan for coping with schoolwork. I plan to come home, take a quick break, and get started on my work. Better time management will avoid the trouble. I use a notebook for each subject to write down my assignments and when they are due. I need to stop being a social distraction and get to work. Find the right balance and support. Finding the right balance can be a challenge. For instance, I play 2 instruments. I need to keep up my grades in order to continue to play them. Get help when you need it. Although you're paying attention in class, certain classes seem hard. No one is expected to know everything. It's not weird or embarrassing. It's important to get help. People have different learning styles. Who can you ask for help? Teachers, parents of the kids, counselors, siblings, and maybe a tutor. Managing social pressures and problems. When it comes to social scene, making new friends is one of the biggest worries people mention on the pie chart. It's important to have your own little or big group that you can hang out with. Don't hang out with anyone who has a good social image but is mean. Try to find someone who will really be your friend. Be nice to everyone. You never know who you may need help from in the future. Using kindness to stop meanness and distract is one good deal. Another strategy for coping with rude people is just to ignore them. Moreover, Some of you worry that the things you did in the past will influence of how people see you now. Looking good. Dealing with body changes is a big issue for lots of people. And when your family friends say you look great, accept the compliment, because it's true. If you're worried about your clothes or how you look, just remember, that's what's on the inside that matters.
En peligro estás, alguien te puede ayudar, que con sus supersensores su alarma activará. Tiene chip de transmisión y electrodo modular, con circuitos instalados y un programa musical. Boom, 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 alto beat, alto beat. Boom, 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 me llamo Pete. Boom, 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 mi corazón late fuerte como tú y como yo. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Y en medio de los cables dos tornillos le sostienen.
Here's some advice from staff and students from Malone School.
Okay, basically, first question. What stresses you out about schoolwork?
Because we learned all of it before spring break.
Sometimes we get too much of it and not enough time to do it.
You weren't clueless.
Okay,
You knew.
how do you manage it?
You would be able to do the test.
I
No clue.
prioritize it. I make sure that I do my homework first and nothing else before it.
Okay. How do you find the right balance of support? Example, like relying on other people for support and finding the time for everything.
I tell my friends that I can't do it and they'll try to see if they can help me out in any way.
Who do you suggest to rely on? Like a parent or a counselor,
Either
but no
parents
names.
or teachers.
How do you deal with social pressures and problems? Examples, like if your friends are drifting apart, or who's gonna be the bully in your class.
Try to just kind of stay away from them. If there's someone bullying you, just stay away from them. But if they are bullying you, try to report it or tell a teacher.
Okay. Are you worried the way you look, or of how people look at you from your previous years of your life?
No?
Okay, that's all I needed. Thanks.
That was magic. I like my homework first and then like the fun activities second. Or I used to do that. I'm gonna start doing that again.
How about, so you manage, you don't have any schoolwork stress because you manage it? How do you manage it?
I
make sure, like in math, I make sure I know what I'm doing, so I go over the lesson a couple times and I can understand it better. And I make sure that my grades are always up, so I have A's and B's.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. Second question. How do you find the right support and balance?
If I need any help with any of my homework, I go to my parents. My dad is good at math and science and social studies, and my mom is good at language arts and drama and all the other sections.
Okay. How do you find the right balance? Example, the right time for everything.
I usually, I have this schedule that I have in my brain every day, and I make sure I go over it, and I have a section around 4 to 5. If I have any homework that I need to get done, I do it in that time period.
Schoolwork, stress. How do you manage it?
I work on it. Yep. Find time in my day. Work. Just at like night usually. Early morning sometimes. Most times actually.
Okay, next question. Let's see. Oh, okay. How do you find the right balance and support? Example, support like relying on other people, and balance like finding time for everything.
Support for your homework. Support for my homework. Wikipedia. Just by myself most of the time.
Okay. How do you find the right balance? Example, the right time for everything. You do something first and then the other, or what happens?
Make a plan. Yeah, I just think sports first, then schoolwork.
Okay.
No, I put like periods in the day. Like if I have world language, teachers told me before there's more important stuff in life
then science
than
third,
good grades in school.
math second,
And do
and all the stuff last.
You help out schoolwork.
Well, as a staff member of the school, what stresses me out is when kids don't ask for the help they need. Because that's what we're all here for, is to help them. What stressed me out about it when I was in school was sometimes I felt overwhelmed if there was too much. So number 2, how do you manage it? Well, instead of waiting till the last minute to do your schoolwork, the best thing to do is to get started on it right away. And if it's a big project, try to do a little bit each day till you get it completed. The next one, how do you find the right balance and support? Like relying on other people for support and finding time for everything is going to be a challenge. Well, who are those that support you the most at the school? Your teachers, other staff members like Mrs. Bennett or myself, your family. Who at your home helps you the most? Is it a big brother? Is it an aunt? Is it grandma? Is it dad? Those are the people you find to help you with it. So who do you suggest to rely on? No names. The ones that you know will come through and help you. How do you deal with social pressures and problems? Like if your friends are drifting apart, or who's going to be the bully in your school? Social pressures are a part of life forever. They start really big in middle school. They will always continue. You'll probably always run into a few kids that aren't very nice or mean, and you can't do much about it other than let someone know.
You're a kid. Were you worried about the way you look or how people looked at you from your previous years to now?
I think everybody that's in middle school worries about the way they look, including me, and how other students perceive you and other people. And So yeah, absolutely.
How do you manage it?
How do I manage it? I don't know if I did manage it. You know, I think as you get older, you just realize some of that stuff isn't that important, and everybody is so worried about themselves that they're not really focused on you. So I think it just comes with maturity.
Mm.